Thank you, Mr. Hill. And hello, everybody. So here we are, Convocation. We're dressed up in our formal attire. We're ready to formally start the school year. For some students, this will be their last Convocation ceremony, and for some, it'll only be their first. However, I think that for all the students here, Convocation is a way to create a sense of purpose for the academic school year to follow. Just like the day of a game, you dress up for Convocation to show that you are ready and that you mean business about the upcoming school year. You hear great people tell their story and offer advice to you in the same manner as a coach giving a pep talk to his team. This year, Professor Seamus Khan will offer you his words of wisdom, but you'll have to sit through my speech first. As I think about Convocation, I realize that, yes, you have to get ready for the big game, but you also have to ask yourself if you're playing the right game in the first place. While picking classes and choosing what activities you want to do this year, there's no doubt that your surroundings will influence your choices. You might think, what are my friends taking? Which classes will give me the least amount of work? How many APs do I need to take to get into college? All these complications begin to cloud your mind. About 6 years ago, I was sitting in the library at the Mendes Fundamental Intermediate School for my first meeting of A Better Chance. For those of you that don't know, A Better Chance is a program that opens up the world of private schools to underprivileged kids and helps them attain scholarships to those schools. Before ABC, I had never heard of any private schools. As far as I knew, a private boarding school was a punishment. It seemed like a place where they sent all the bad kids to change their manners. I always imagined strict teachers that carried around rulers just to smack kids if they ever stepped out of line. My impression of a private school is pretty far off. I continued to work with ABC, and soon the time came to meet with the representative from the Williston Northampton school, who just happened to be Ms. Talbot, my advisor. She's somewhere over around there. I don't know what she saw in me, but I do know that in the spring of that year, I was extremely happy to hear that I had been given a scholarship to the Williston Northampton school. The whole process and that whole year just sped by. Half the time, I had no clue what I was doing. All I knew was that I wanted to get into boarding school. Back then, I had no pressure on me. I had no college counselor or advisor talking to me about my classes, no need to take certain classes to impress colleges, and I definitely had no clue what I wanted to be when I grew up. I only knew that private school seemed like it could give me a pretty good story to tell in the future. So when I was 14, I decided to leave my family and attend a school on the other side of the nation, and it was probably one of the best decisions of my life. People have always asked me why I choose to leave, and all I could ever tell them is, why not? Private school has opened me up to many amazing opportunities, such as climbing Mount Baker in Seattle, Washington, or taking a 5-week trip to travel throughout Ecuador and visit the Galapagos and the Amazon. Looking back, I've realized that following my intuition is one of my keys to success. I do and study things that I like, not because it looks good on a college app. I have a genuine interest in the subject, and because of that, it's a lot easier to put my all into it. So as you start your academic year and look at your classes or activities, stop and think if you're missing the opportunity to do anything that you really want to do. You might surprise yourself when you find out what it could lead to. Before I end my speech here, I'd like to leave everyone with a challenge, which includes the faculty as well, and that is to just do something that you normally would not do. Do something ridiculous. Make yourself look stupid, but make sure you laugh at yourself while you're at it. Laugh at yourself whenever you accidentally do something stupid, and you're eventually going to realize that you're pretty hilarious. And if you're wondering what I'm going to do, don't worry, I already have that planned out. But it's a secret and it won't be revealed until November. So if you know what it is, don't tell anyone. So as you go through this year, keep that task in mind. And remember that it's not good enough to just step out of your comfort zone. You have to leap. Thank you.